All right, today we're on the eastonpress.com website, and we got this set of books. They only send them one at a time, but I got my first book a little while ago. It's been a while since I've done a video, but it's the Library of Military History. You can acquire a beautiful leather-bound edition of The Art of War for just $30. That's what I'm opening today, is The Art of War. And here are the fascinating accounts of war and warfare from ancient times to the 21st century, featuring 22-karat gold accents, moire fabric end sheets, gilded page ends, and a satin ribbon page marker. This collection of military history includes stirring accounts of battles, insightful memoirs, and classic books on strategy and tactics, each in a leather-bound edition at a guaranteed $10 savings off of the individual book price. You'll receive a new volume approximately each month. Keep or return it within 30 days and be under no further obligation, and neither you or we can cancel this service at any time. Receive The Art of War for only $30. Subsequent books are just $70 each. So there's basically the books that come in the set are On War by Karl von Clausewitz, The Art of War, Niccolo Machiavelli, The Campaigns of Alexander by Arrian, Hannibal by Richard A. Gabriel, The Art of War, that's the one with Shang Tzu, and On Grand Strategy, John Lewis Gaddis, The Templars, Dan Jones. So we're going to open this Art of War book. They always come like this. I already cut this. So we're going to slide it out. There it is. Got The Art of War. I don't know why it doesn't have Sun Tzu's name on it. It should. Up. Yep, Art of War by Sun Tzu. Translated with an introduction by Samuel B. Griffith, with a foreword by B.H. Liddell Hart. Collector's edition, bound in genuine leather. Easton Press, Norwalk, Connecticut. So forward's kind of long, preface. This book is fairly short. It's not really a story or anything. Just a bunch of like sayings and stuff, or lessons, I guess you can say. This one actually looks a little bit longer than the first one that I had, but whatever. So I'll read this though. So, with these little stickers. The Leather-Bound Library of Military History, Collector's Notes. The Art of War by Sun Tzu, translated by Samuel B. Griffith. The longevity and universal influence of Sun Tzu's The Art of War is indisputable. A collection of essays on the ethics and subtleties of battle. It has served as the modus operandi of many famous leaders, including Mao Zedong. It has been studied by scholars and lay people across the world for literally centuries. The work emphasizes psychological strategy rather than simple physical attack. It teaches the art of knowing the enemy as you know yourself, presenting war as a battle of wills more than weapons, and offering an alternative to bloody wars of attrition. The Art of War was written well over 2,000 years ago, most likely between 450 and 300 BC. At that time, China was a maelstrom of kidnappers, army deserters, and peasants who would literally kill to elevate their station in life. Vendettas climaxed at sword point. Ineffectual warriors were beheaded, pickled, or boiled. Criminals lost limbs or were castrated. Gradually, the conduct of war became more organized. Generals became more sophisticated and strategic, writing dictums such as the essays included in The Art of War. According to these great generals, the purpose of war was not the destruction of the enemy. They decreed that weapons are ominous tools to be used when there's no alternative. The objective was to subdue enemy forces while leaving them intact. The generals were really after their enemies' minds. They distracted their opponents with beautiful women, lascivious dancers, and smooth-talking spies. They deluded their foes by retreating from battle only to reappear when they were least expected. The generals acted on the premise that all warfare is based on deception. The Chinese army spent considerable time studying the enemy and his weaknesses. They also learned geography in a manner not since duplicated anywhere, gauging not only the physical layout of a town, but also its rhythms, when it was deserted, when it was crowded, and where it was less or more populated. War, to Sun Tzu, was an art which required considerable intellectual prowess. Much is written here about the qualities of an effective general. In 450 BC, the general was 100% accountable for the conduct of his troops. If he could not sufficiently train or discipline his men, he met with death. A competent general depended more on his own intelligence than his warriors' performance, recognizing that numbers alone confer no advantage. The art of war first appeared in the 11th century. The Western world, however, remained unexposed to the work until 1772, when Father J.J. Amiot released his interpretation of the essays in Paris. Several years later, scholar and critic Sun Xing-yen revised the book. There have been other interpretations ranging from the reasonable to the ill-advised, but Xing-yen's remains the definitive version. It is on this edition that Samuel B. Griffith's book is based. The Art of War is a comprehensive guidebook to the physical, emotional, and intellectual intricacies of warfare. It is now available to you as a fascinating addition to your leather-bound Library of Military History. This volume bound in leather with rich moire end leaves, a satin ribbon page marker, and a hub spine lettered in real 22 karat gold adds beauty as well as historical enrichment to your collection. So there we go. There's that. Pretty cool. Let me know if you have it or what you think about this book. Well, I've already read it. Not this one, but a different one. This one may be a little bit longer, looks like. But anyways, pretty cool. The collection's cool. Can't wait to get the rest of them. Thanks.